Whoa, when it stops wobbling. Wobble, baby, wobble, baby. Wobble, wobble, wobble. Okay, we can stop that now. There. Now it's only going to wobble a little bit. So, hey, what are we doing? Well, we're going to do another episode of Six Figures. Man, I hope I figure out how to get a better camera angle so you can see more of this. But we're going to talk about... We got some Acolyte figures here. We got the Jedi Master guy. And we got Mae and Osha. I think it's Aniseya. And we got some Ashoka. This is a new Ashoka. Where is she at? Right here. This is a new one. So this is well, she doesn't have the jacket that she should have for it, but it's almost the Ashoka, the white. I think it's close to that attire or whatever, but yeah, she's definitely not in the same outfit that she's been in for the last Mandalorian and a half plus series of stuff. And then we have, let's see here, what's this guy? This is a Jedi Survivor, I think, which is a video game, if I'm not mistaken. Well, this action figure is screen accurate to that video game. So that is the, oh, let me read the front of it. So, oh, okay, that makes more sense. Jetpack Trooper. So he's got a jetpack. So he'll fit in with your Mandalorians if he wants to hang out with some other jet flying people. Who else we got? We got that guy from Skeleton Crew. What's his name? Oh, Nawood. Nawood. I think that's how his name's pronounced. Anyway, we got him. And then, who else do we have here? Oh, hey. We got this Jedi Master. It's Jedi Master Saul. Everybody's, you know, you gotta call Saul. And then we got Mae, the assassin. I think that's what that says. Yeah, she's an assassin. It says so on the back of the card. And then what do we got? We got her sister, Osha Aniseya. Not an assassin. It doesn't say anything on the back of the card. Just says Osha Aniseya. So those are the six figures. I'm going to take a quick peek at them. I think I know what I want to do. I want to start with the most interesting one and the most menacing. I want to start with the Jetpack Trooper. Let's talk about this guy right here. So he appears to have the standard stormtrooper armor on the legs, the torso, the arms, the belt, and I have to turn around and look at the front of it. Yeah, it seems to be a normal chest plate. Very close to a normal stormtrooper helmet. But it's got a little mohawk on the helmet, so it is a little bit special. And it's got some attachments that for the chest piece, which must be some sort of breathing apparatus upgrade. But that's what they've got. It's essentially, for the most part, it's a normal stormtrooper with kind of a helmet upgrade for hazardous materials, I guess. Well, and outside of the fact that he's just got, you know, your normal stormtrooper blaster, there's really no, you know, and he's got a jetpack. Okay, so it makes sense now that it's a jetpack trooper because he's got the jetpack. So I'm assuming that when you're flying around in different atmospheres with the jetpack, it might be a good idea to have some actual oxygen getting into your lungs. You know, makes sense to me. I'm going to go ahead and open this one. You can see what I'm doing. I'm taking the old razor schmazer And we're just going to peel up the best we can. This one's kind of opening a lot better than the last couple ones I did this way. I say that, and then the blade starts to hang up. There we go. Yeah, some of my monsters fell over. Oh, because I'm shaking the table. I shouldn't be shaking the table, I guess. Yeah, there we go. Alrighty, so how we do this is we set our tubs off to the side, and we set our figure face up. We get rid of that little piece of paper. I don't like it. And we take the card and we stack it right over here. All off camera. Now what are we gonna do? See, now I can take this guy and sit him up there so you can actually take a good look at him. So, I'm gonna pop him out of there, and I'm gonna stand him up out in front here with his blaster. I think I want to get him out first. Okay, and then the jetpack wants to fall off. And then blaster. Okay, so we'll just sit this right there. And step number one, let's get his blaster in hand. I'm thinking I think I just knocked a whole bunch of stuff over on my thing. They're like dominoes, man. Like dominoes. One goes down, they all go down. There we go. Alrighty. Sorry I'm wasting time. I just put him a little bit off camera to get him on the table. And a couple of my droids just fell over. And I just wanted to make them stand where they were supposed to be standing. So I got him off to the side here. I'm going to move him out front so you can get a good look at him standing right about there. See him looking up. If I move him in close, you can see a very exaggerated look at what he would look like from above. So, I'm going to stick him right over here. And he's right off to the side. And then, I think my next one is going to be right there. Mr. Skeleton Crew himself. Because he's much like that Jedi Survivor figure, kind of all on his own. The only figure from that TV series to have a figure at this point. For the vintage collection. Alright, so I'm just going to work this loose around here. This seems to be opening really nice. Okay. Get rid of the booklet because we can't read it anyway. And there we go. I'll stick that right out front. And you can see what we're looking at. So, I should probably pick up a second one of him because with the hood, he can look like, you know, a completely different character and fit in a background in a number of ways. pop that off of here. I'll just put that right up front here. Let's pop this pistol out of there and sit that out front. And then we'll pop the figure out. And there we go. It's almost got kind of a Doctor Who kind of thing going on with the long trench coat. It almost reminds me of that, the Ninth Doctor. Reminds me a little bit of Christopher Eccleston. Alright, so that is that figure. And show the back with the jacket. Yeah, I mean, that's a fair amount of detail. I'm going to go ahead and put the hood on now. That is, it's an interesting figure. I'm going to go ahead and stand him right next to this crazy stormtrooper guy. Not getting a good score right now on the standing and posing side of things. There. Seems to come with some degree of difficulty standing. So there he is. And here's the card. That is number 2 of our 6 figures today. Well, who's next? We got a Jedi Master. So we are getting into the Acolyte series. And that's it for dudes. We had a stormtrooper and we had Nimrod, whatever his name is. But enough about him. We're gonna move on. We're gonna talk about this this cool Jedi guy. Now, the Acolyte was not the most popular Star Wars thing that happened. Some of the characters were better than others. And I think deep down inside we wanted to like it. But there were things about it that we just couldn't wrap our Star Wars brains around. And there's many, many reasons for that. And it kind of broke lore with a lot of things Star Wars. Everything from the soundtrack and musical interpretation of what Star Wars should be. There was some definite curveballs distracting from it actually being a Star Wars thing. But we have not avoided our Acolyte figures. We get a good deal on something, we're going to pick it up and we're going to put it on YouTube. So I'm going to open up this Jedi Master. And he kind of reminds me, you know, with the ponytail and all that, he reminds me of like a Qui-Gon Jinn type of character. And he kind of came across also in that manner. That calm, collected, I guess just like a textbook, you know, Jedi Master, mentor, and all of that. He wasn't a weak character either. He was very skilled with the lightsaber, which, his little book fell out. We always throw that away. Well, we're going to go ahead and take the card and put the card over here in the pile of cards. And I'll bring it up to you very closely so you can see him up close. Okay, so it doesn't get any better than that without taking him physically out. So let's take him out and sit him in front of us. We have a lightsaber, and then we have a lightsaber hilt lightsaber. So I'm going to get them both out. I'm going to take this little bucket of packaging and stick it over here somewhere. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and stick his hilt, I think, is going to go on his side and stay there. I think that's where that's going to go. That doesn't mean he can't hold his lightsaber. I am going to snap his lightsaber into his little hand. I am looking forward to seeing some of these other characters show up on the shelf as well. Because I don't want to be shallow on the lightsaber colors, but I found it interesting that they were using the yellow sword. The yellow saber blade has always been, in canon, it has always been a Jedi temple guard only, and cultivated and reserved specifically for the purpose of the Jedi temple guard. And I don't know why, I don't remember why, but to see it just being used as a normal saber color was quite strange. But it was also cool to see it. So, there he is. Now, what was his name? Oh, Jedi Master Saul. This is Jedi Master Saul. So it's the older, long-haired version of him. I am sure that at some point they will do another version of him with the short hair to represent the younger version of himself that was also in that same show. Unless the action figures didn't sell very well. And then they might decide they don't want to make them. I don't think they have a problem selling action figures to the collectors that are dedicated to this, craft of collecting. There, we got three of our 6 figures are standing out in front of us now. What was I just saying? Collectors are buying them because they aren't on the shelves. These action figures, I'm not seeing a multitude of peg warmers. All right, I'm gonna pick Mae next. I'm gonna open up Mae, Bueller. All right. I just got to be careful getting around this bottom part here. Once I get it sawing its way through, then I'm good here. And I got to do it somehow without cutting myself. That's probably the most important thing of all. Let's not lose any digits in this. I'll flip it around, going the other way here. Oh, y'all not coming through. There you go. Now we got it. There we go. Come on, Mae. I want you out of this package and on my shelf. With all your friends in action figure land. There you go. She was a little resilient there. So I'm going to sit her right there for a moment. Will she stand? Probably not. She's lying face down. So we'll sit her right there for a minute. And there we go. Get rid of the bucket. And Mae. So let's double check that. Did it actually say assassin or was I reading it right? Yes, it did say Mae, the assassin. So let's take the assassin out of her box here. And she gets, what does she get? She gets, it looks like, is it for her face? Is it a mask? Does it show on the back? Okay, that's what I thought. This is actually a mask that's going to go on her face. Interesting. So there she is with her mask on her face. I don't really like the mask on her face. I kind of think maybe I can deal with it not being on her face. And then these two little knives that coming out of here. We're gonna take that and that and get it out of there. Now we can get rid of this. Alright. So she's got this real wonderful jackety kind of a thing going on. And she's got these two knives. So I'm going to put one in each of her hands. Like so. We're going to take this, wrap it around your arm and shoulder. There. Alright, so I like that. She has very good shelf presence. I can tell you that right now. She is going to fit right in. And I can say that about the Reva action figure as well. That has a very strong shelf presence. Whether you hated that character or not. A lot of people didn't like that character. But I found the memes just priceless. I couldn't believe how funny some of those were. But I will say that character was, in a lot of ways, like a little overdone. Like, I don't know how exactly I mean that. I don't know. Her character didn't develop that great for me. I didn't understand why she was all upset all the time. And then all of a sudden she's somehow a good guy. I don't know. So There's Mae. Next to Saul. And it looks like next we're going to get Osha. We're going to open up Osha. Let's open up the Osha. So, a lot of times I have ways of voting on these figures. And I don't often... I mean, usually it's real easy. Like, there's a definite favorite in the group that's on my number one favorite of the figures. And then there's the ones that strike me after opening the package and seeing the figure posability, how well the accessories come off, as you know, things that aren't just going to make the figure fall over and die on the shelf every time you try to display it. A lot of things factor in. Mae's pretty cool. I'm going to see what she stands like. That might be kind of tricky. I know her sister was very difficult to get standing. So I'm thinking... Okay, so we've got Mae. She's kind of not super easy to display because she doesn't want to stand. There we go. So now she's standing. Okay. So now I can work on the accessories. What do we have here? We have a drink carrier. A pistol of some sort. We got that little android thingamajigger. And this backpack. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and stuff the backpack on her. I'm not interacting with the camera. I'm so sorry. I got kind of lost in thought putting this figure together. Okay. There we go. No. I've got the backpack on. I got the gun holster and the gun on. The only thing I've got left to take into consideration is this little droid that goes right down here. And I think she kind of should have her arm on that droid. Like she's going to pick him up and do something. And then maybe a hand on her blaster. Like she's just kind of resting it. There. There. Now you can see what I'm looking at. So this is an almost identical figure to what I have in the Black Series version of her. It is very much the same. The backpack is detailed in a lot of the same way. So that's a cool figure. I don't know. She ranks up there, and she stands really well now. She gave me like zero trouble standing up. Okay, so the Osha, Aniseya, you stand up very well. It's time for Ashoka. Ahsoka. 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 She might be my favorite because I think that this is my favorite current modern sculpt of Ahsoka for sure. She had that dark gray thing going on ever since the Mandalorian Wars, and then it just kind of stayed. She stayed in this kind of gray outfit thing. And then Mandalorian happened and she didn't change her clothes for like a couple of years. And then finally, she went for a swim and had to find a different outfit. And now we have this one from Peridia. I have the old Clone Wars era version of Ahsoka, and that was a much more interesting character. That's a pretty cool outfit, though. That is a very interesting look for her. Because, like I said, I mean, it's been a minute. She's been kind of stuck in that same gray attire. And they've done the Black Series. They've done the Retro Collection. They've done the Epic Heroes version. Like the last, I can't remember how many versions of Ahsoka we've gotten over the last like 5 or 6 years, but they've all been in that gray state of being. And I don't know. I think the character deserved something better. This is definitely that. We're gonna get both of her lightsabers going, and I'm gonna get close to the camera for a second so you can see. Maybe, can you see that? I might have to put my hand behind it. I don't know if you can see. Yeah, you can see that detail a lot better. That hilt has a lot of detail to it. And most of it disappears when you stick these into her hand. You kind of lose a lot of that. But I'm going to go ahead and reverse this one in a daggering stance, because that's how she always held. Yeah. So let's get a close-up look at this new Ahsoka. So there we go. That's pretty cool. Give you a good side view. Look at that beautiful red skin. I love that. They got the tone like just perfect. Like I believe that. You know what I mean? It's very important when you take on a character that, especially one that starts out in animation, and then alien in nature, so there's going to be something humanoid about it up to a certain point. And we get this with Ahsoka and the head tails, which is very cool, but then she's also got these kind of cute little kitten ears on there. It's just a very interesting character. She's always been an interesting character, even the animated version of her. And I think that this is a very good sculpt of this action figure. I'm very happy with this. I don't know how well it is on standing. I guess we will try and see what happens. Let's see what, sometimes we have to do our should be able to get that. I think that is getting closer. Okay, so I'm going to try something like that. And just a little bit. Yeah. Yeah, that works. There, now I can sit her over here next to Aniseya. And there we have it. I have my 6 figures. That's another episode. Sorry if I disappeared on you for moments of time where I got in deep concentration. I was trying to use the Force. There's that Ashoka card there. You want to see it one more time? So, that is our action figures. We have the Jetpack Trooper, Nadad. I think that's it. Jedi Master Saul. We have Mae, the Assassin. Osha, Aniseya, and her little droid and all her little accessories. And the beautiful Ashoka. I don't know. This is a tough one. It's definitely a toss-up because I always it's always going to be ladies first because that is they're always my favorite ones because I like a good-looking lady, and Star Wars has got a lot of nice-looking ladies in it, and they make up a lot of really interesting characters, especially in the expanded universe. From expanded universe to modern expanded universe, which is even the Disney version of everything going on. Having the Reys and the Ahsokas and so anything besides another Princess Leia. We got so much Princess Leia for a while there, but then that was the only chick in Star Wars, so they had to fix that, and now we have a plethora of women in the Star Wars world, which makes the shelf even more interesting. It looks like a real world's going on down there, not just a war. What else am I going to talk about? I got 6 more figures to put on the shelf. So I'm probably going to fit this guy right here into the mix of stormtrooper related things I got going on the far right of the shelf. And then Jod, I think I'm going to stick him up there with some of the hoodlums in the background of the one of the other scenes that's going on. There'll be a very interesting looking character in that state. I'll probably try and pick another one of him up to just display him without the hood, but it made sense to just put that on there for now and finish it. So Jedi Master Saul, I don't know, because I've had a couple of Jedi in this type of Jedi outfit, and some of them even with the hood, like my Anakin, who has the jacket and hood. One of my, I think a couple of my Obi-Wans have that same kind of thing. But I mean, it's a very nice articulated version of any Jedi, for that matter, because it's a good Jedi tunic. It's good color. I like the fact that they use that yellow, amberish color in this, like 100 years prior to whatever original trilogy falls under. So yeah, it's kind of cool to see that aesthetic mixed in with things, and then we get into, you know, this crazy assassin outfit over here on Mae, right here. This is something else. There is a just an incredible amount of detail in that figure, and most of it is covered with this purple fabric. So what pokes through is very interesting. Has a lot of detail. There's a lot of surface texture, along with just the paint apps themselves. It lends itself to being a really nice action figure. And then yeah, there's even a little splash of gold. And then she does hold her the two daggers very nicely. I like that. And then her sister, though, I like her action figure. Maybe it's because I can see more. I'm looking at the back end of it right now, and I can see more detail. The backpack is very visible when the figure's back is turned to you. The overall shape of the action figure, you can see the articulation that it has. You can see the potential for a walking or running pose of this action figure. So, yeah, that definitely wins. It's got a lot of articulation that's just super visible regardless of what angle. And if I look at it from the front, I mean, it's a toss-up between these two ladies because they both have an incredible amount of detail. I like her because, like, the vest is really the only thing causing any obstruction, but it gives like a physical weight to the top half of the body, having that vest on her. So I do like that, maybe a little better than this. But her her overlay kind of, as it's got a lot of detail in it, it takes away from the existence of the legs a little bit. Well, that's not necessarily a bad thing, though. I mean, the one thing I can see is that will be a tough action figure to do anything but pose in a standing position. Whereas I could see this stormtrooper could be sitting down, this Jedi could be sitting down, and these two characters, Ashoka and Mae, they could very easily be sitting down. And sometimes it's very cool to have a multitude of those action figures sitting down across from one another while somebody else is fighting over here on the shelf. And then there's this, like I got a picnic table for my action figures. They gotta have someplace to sit sometimes. So, yeah, and even these androids that I opened up, even these guys can be displayed in like a sitting position. They don't have to be, in attack mode all the time. I'm gonna stand him back up over here. Oh, they don't stand up too bad. I will say, that was a good action figure. But, this is the 6 for today. I'm going to take each one up here. This is the Jetpack Trooper. And I got him, I got him set up in his own little spot. Let's get him moving forward just a touch. Alrighty. Let's take his thing off here. I just don't like it. I mean, I like it. It's cool, but it just distracts from the character's face, and I think I'd rather just have him hold it on his arm. Jod Nud Gerard. I can't pronounce his name. How about we just call him Jod? We just call him Jod. How about just Jod, Jedi Jod? And then let's get this Jedi Master Saul. Take a look at that. Very nice. Very nice. Very cool. This is, oh yeah, his lightsaber is still there. And let's get another close-up look over Mae. Mae. Boy, she's got some serious, like, pirate vibes going on with that outfit. Like, yeah, she could have fit into any of the universes. Ah, I just knocked them all down. So, and then let's get another quick look at her. Got her grabbing at her droid. Got a hand on the blaster. Everything seems to be somewhat relaxed on her shoulders. That's pretty much as good as it's going to be. Yeah. That's Mae. We can sit her right next to her sister. And we'll get... I think my favorite of the batch is this Ashoka. I just love this this new gray and white outfit. It's just a little bit more enlightening than just... Man, like I said, Ahsoka got stuck wearing that gray outfit for a minute. And, yeah, probably stunk to high heaven. She's probably glad to get a new outfit on. Wouldn't you? Think about it. I say that while I wear the same jacket every day for the last 20 years. Okay, we'll see you next time. That was an awful way to end this video, but that's all I got left.